We are going to talk about the directional terms.
Well, we have the phonetics are distal to the carpals.
The humerus is proximal to the radius. The sternum is anterior to the heart.
The esophagus is anterior to the trachea.
The heart is superior to the liver.
The stomach is inferior to the lungs.
And that's some of these directional terms.
Now we're going to talk about the body planes. First, we have the frontal or coronal plane that divides the body in anterior and posterior parts. This way, anterior and posterior. Then we have parasagittal that divides the body in left and right side. When it's mid-sagittal, it's equal parts, and when it's parasagittal, it's unequal left and right sides. And finally, we have the transversal plane that divides the body in superior and inferior.
Type of tissue.
We have 4 types of tissue in the body. The first one is the epithelial tissue. This tissue is characterized by tightly packed cells that forms a continuous layer. That means that they have little intercellular space. It has its own nerve supply. Also, it has a high rate of cell division that allows it to repeat itself. And its functions include protection, filtration, secretion, absorption, and excretion. The second one is connective tissue. Its general characteristics include a matrix. That means the connective tissue cells are separated by this material. The ground substance, it's a component of the connective tissue between cells and fibers. And the connective tissue can be formed by 3 types of fibers. It could be collagen, reticular, or elastic fibers. The types of connective tissue are loose fibrous connective tissue, dense fibrous connective tissue, adipose tissue, reticular, cartilage, bone, blood, and lymph. Muscle tissue. It consists of elongated cells called muscle fibers that use ATP to generate force. That force results in producing body movements, stabilizing body position, generating heat, storing substances, and moving these substances through the body. The last type of tissue is the nervous tissue. This tissue consists of 2 types of cells. There is the neurons and neuroglia. Its functions include sensory input, integration of data, and motor output.
Now we are going to talk about the feedback system. The feedback system is a cycle of events in which the status of a body condition is monitored, evaluated, changed, remonitored, re-evaluated, and so on. It consists of 3 parts: receptor, control center, and effector. The receptor is a body structure like a nerve that monitors changes in a control condition and sends the information to the brain. The control center is the brain, which evaluates the input and generates output commands like chemical signs. The effector is a body structure that receives output from the brain and produces a response that changes the situation. It can be a negative feedback, which regulates the condition so the body can stabilize, or positive feedback, which reinforces the change in the body. The risk factors of skin cancer. Skin cancer is the abnormal growth of skin cells. The risk factors of it are fair skin, a history of sunburns, excessive sun exposure, sunny or high altitude climate, having mold or actinic keratosis, history of skin cancer, weakening immune system, or exposure to radiation or some substances like arsenic.
These are some activities to prevent skin cancer. Seek the shade, especially between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. when the sun rays are usually strongest. Do not burn. Avoid spending long periods in the sun. Avoiding tanning UV lights. Cover up with clothing, including a broad brimmed hat and sunglasses. Use sunscreen to protect your skin from the UV lights from the sun. Examine your skin from head to toe once every month. Look for skin changes of any kind.
I'm going to talk about risk factors of osteoporosis. Osteoporosis means having porous bones. It occurs when the formation of new bone doesn't keep up with the removal of old bone. There are two types of risk factors, controllable and non-controllable. The controllable are the ones that we can avoid or change. Dietary is more common in people with a low calcium intake. Lifestyle choice, being intake, excessive alcohol consumption, etc. Hormone levels, having too little estrogen, testosterone, or too much thyroid. The non-controllable are the ones that we born with it, or we cannot change it, like race, age, gender, family history, frame size.
Activities to prevent osteoporosis. Exercise helps to keep bones stronger, and also it helps to prevent more falls and fractures. Some examples of exercise are running, aerobic with weightlifting, walking, swimming, and also cycling. Eating well also benefits to help to prevent osteoporosis. And taking calcium and also vitamin D helps to prevent it.